I like to paint people mostly. Sometimes I do still lives, but that's rare compared to how much I paint people. But I like to tell stories, so I like to make up my own stories and narratives and make a composition and paint them, sometimes from imagination, other times from life. So my name is Diego Mora. I came from Venezuela in 2018. So I've been living in New York for about almost 8 years now. And I'm a painter. I paint in oils mostly. So when I was a kid, I wanted to be a manga artist because I like to watch anime. So Dragon Ball, Naruto, all of that. And that's how I got into drawing. And that really motivated me to, practice every day and get better and whatever. But then when I came here, I kind of stopped drawing and painting for a while. And then I kind of started again. And I got more interested in digital art, so I wanted to be a concept artist then. And then after that, I kind of got interested in doing oil paint. So I started painting from life without a class. And then I went to High School of Art and Design, so there I really got into, painting from life and, learning more about art more seriously. And then they had a relationship with the Art Students League. So I kind of got interested in that and got a scholarship, so I took classes at the Art Students League, and I've been doing that since 2022.
How do you like New York?
I like New York. I feel like it's like my home at this point.
Yes.
So, yeah. it depends. Sometimes I feel a little more alienated from the culture. Other times I feel more in touch. And as far as like painters from Venezuela, I didn't really look into that until kind of like a year ago or so. I was more interested in like the old masters from Europe, the European tradition. And I felt that like there weren't many Venezuelan realist painters or figurative painters of the past, just because I didn't know, so I was being a little bit ignorant. And then recently I kind of got more interested into that because it's like I wanted to kind of trace back, like I wanted to have a place that I could call like my home in painting, or to better say, like I wanted to be connected to some sort of tradition, because obviously I'm not related to Europe at all. So I wanted to have a place of origin where I could feel like, okay, look, this is where the tradition comes from. And even though I'm from Venezuela, I could feel like, it's connected in some way to realist painting. I don't hire models, so at home what I do is I paint from my imagination basically. So I do sketches. And then I transfer that to paint so I can start painting. But sometimes I use myself as a model because, I'm the most readily available model. So
I saw that. You do a lot of self-portraits.
Yeah, it's because I'm already there. So, it's like I don't have to pay me to pose or anything like that. So it's cheap and I'm just already there. So I just use myself. I guess do what you want to do and don't let... Because, I had this situation at school where... So in college, most teachers are not really interested in the classical way of painting. I've already experienced like a situation where my teacher tried to tell me that my work was obsolete, or like my work wasn't valid because I was painting the old way and I was trying to copy the old masters, rather than, making up my own creative way of painting. Which I think that's if you want to do that, that's okay, but let other people do what they want. And, like I can take critiques, but when you're criticizing things like that, they're not really constructive.
Yes.
And you gotta let people do what they want. Like same way we let people do abstract work. If they want to do abstract work, we gotta be allowed to paint figuratively or realism. Whatever we want to paint. So yeah.